And we are live. You can catch us on Rumble, YouTube, and now Kick. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll be right back with you, Howlers. Be right back. How's over Baz? I'm Jacob Casas. What's that, Rico? Oh, you're late? Oh, shit. Okay. So today we have a fight segment. We have Jake the Butcher.
Toburen.
How you doing, man?
Doing great, man. How about you?
Good. Yeah, I've been wanting to get him on. I remember watching his fight. It's exciting to have him on. He kicked some ass in King of the Cage.
Appreciate that.
But why don't you tell our audience a little bit about who you are and what you do?
I'm a fighter out of Sequence MMA in Norco, California. I reside in Corona, California, i.e. born and raised. Always about my community. I just work full-time, pretty much train full-time, even though I'm an amateur. I take it very seriously. I just I'm just a person that loves to live life as much as possible.
That's cool, man. So this is our third, I thought it was more, but I know this is for sure our third fighter from Sequence.
Yes,
so
sir.
shout out to Sequence, man. All you guys been coming in. You guys are just badass, dude.
We try.
You guys are cool people, man. You know what I mean? And you guys all kind of have a different personality. So you guys all bringing something different to the table.
It reflects at the gym, too. We all have different styles. Like, if you go to, I feel like I've been to other jiu-jitsu schools, and I feel like everyone rolls very similar. If you come to ours, you don't know what you're going to get, and I think you can see that even in our personalities, and I think that's what makes us different and special, is that we're all our own selves. No one's confined to a specific style or a specific type of the way you are. We all get to be us, and our coaches let us be who we are, and I think that's why we get the results that we get.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. So that's what I was going to ask too. So why Sequence? What makes Sequence so special? Because there's obviously something going on there, man. We keep having you guys come on. I feel like something's going on. And then when I was talking to Jeremy too, he was telling me a lot about the different fighters you had to go through there.
Oh yeah,
you guys had some good training partners, man.
Oh no, it's definitely training. Training for me is almost scarier than going to a fight. It's almost a little bit more nerve-wracking, having to go to sparring sessions than it is stepping in the cage, because I'm there's been a few Tuesday mornings where I've driven to the gym and go, fuck, this is going to be tough. Yeah. This is going to be a long morning.
I remember those days, man.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things. I think it's homegrown, and everyone is truly passionate about it. No one's there because they're forced to be there. They're there because we want to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
And John is very big on that. He even lets us know, when we step in the cage, he's you wanted to be here. I'm not the one telling you, but you're the one that wanted to be here. And I think that reflects on how we perform, and that's why we have the results that we get. It's because the fighters at that gym, they want to put in the work. They want to have those results. They want to do it, and John's just the catalyst that pushes us towards that greatness.
Well, I think that's cool because, all you guys have talked good about Sequence, but when you know an MMA school is really good is when you get nervous as hell going to train.
Oh, yeah.
Because that means that's a good school. Because I haven't heard a lot of people say that in here. Okay, but I remember driving to the gym with a pit in my stomach because I'm like, damn it, dude, it's gonna be hard. Every time, because I used to train with one of our coaches, it was Shark Tank. I don't know if you heard of that.
Yeah, no, we do. Yeah, my coach RJ does Shark Tanks on us to get ready for fights. So this is a rough.
Man. So I remember going to training. We were training with Mighty Mo back in the day. These guys, Bear, all these guys, right? And I remember thinking, oh my god, dude. I'm gonna get a nose busted today. Right. Something's gonna happen today. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be hard today. Yeah. And the thing is, you train with. That's what I think people don't realize is you train with multiple people. You might be in the cage, and then there's 8 people outside. Yep. And you gotta go one round with every single one of them.
They're always fresh
before you could step out. Oh, let's look who's here. Oh. I said how's over Bass. I'm Jacob Casas, and then we went.
I just got done fighting King of the Cage. Sorry, you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Sorry about that.
Oh, all good, man. All good. Traffic's crazy.
So we had to get started. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't be. You know,
all good. Better late than never, man. Better late than never.
But sometimes it's never. I think. You know.
This was no call, no show. You know what I mean?
Okay, get on the mic.
I even took a video. This,
They can't hear you.
just
They
for
can't hear you.
I can't get a doctor's note, but
And his mic, we don't hear him on the mic. Technical difficulties. Yeah, just help us out with this mic right here.
I think it's off.
Yeah, I think it's off or something right now.
Looking at the lights.
It's on now?
testing.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Wait.
So, yeah. Oh, we got some people in the chat, too. Go ahead. Do something.
Your boy Mike Schaefer.
Mike Schaefer, yeah.
He said, "Let's go, Butcher."
Appreciate you, brother.
Paulo.
Hey, my boy
Riozo.
Paulito. What's up?
The Butcher
Yeah.
is a beast.
Hey, shout out Paulito. He just fought last Saturday. Went
W?
all 3 rounds. Dude's a killer, man. 3-0 now.
Damn,
shit.
that's dope, man. Yeah,
Congrats,
he
Paulo.
came from Sequence, too. We got to catch you up, because you weren't here as I got to go. Yeah, so we got a lot of Sequence guys coming in here. I think that's really cool, man.
We appreciate you guys having us.
So why the Butcher? Who named you?
I actually named it myself.
Okay.
Which
hear
my
this story.
coach RJ gave me so much shit for, because he's like, "No, we decide.
We decide the
your
names.
nicknames
Was it
once
from
we see you
Gangs
fight."
in New York?
Thank you. He got
Oh, that's
the
what it
reference.
was?
So
The
Butcher-
Butcher, the villain, the
He's
main
a tough.
villain.
He's
Yeah.
a tough son of a bitch.
Yeah,
He's got
yeah.
glass
He's the one
eye.
that wore
Hard to
he wore
kill.
red. He wore red in that Butcher wore red. In
Yeah, it's Daniel Day Lewis.
Yeah.
He's like poking his eye with the knife and shit. It's a glass
Oh,
eye.
damn.
But that, no, I think you've seen on my Instagram. I like to cook. I always like to celebrate with a steak after competitions.
Oh,
and
really?
shits and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. You seemed real, chill on your fight. Like,
Yeah.
after you're done, you're just like, yeah. Like, it was just like it was like another day for you or something.
That's how honestly how I treat pretty much all my competitions. I notice I do better if I'm just extremely calm and composed. My coach Renee, he's been with me since my first jiu-jitsu tournament, and then he's been with me in all my MMA fights. I notice I usually do better when everyone at the gym calls it my Renee face, because he's very like that's usually his face all the time. Very just almost expressionless. And I notice
Happy and sad, same way.
yeah, just straightforward, straight to the point, get the job done. And I notice I always do better. Like after my debut when I won, I didn't even know what to celebrate. I was so used to jiu-jitsu tournaments. The fight ended and I was just like, all right, is this it?
Now what?
I looked at the camera and they got on camera. I was just like, I did the Ryan Hall, I don't know. I was like, I guess this is it. I didn't even really have an emotional expression till they took me to the doctor's table and I looked at my coach and I was like, that was fucking crazy. This is wild.
So how many fights have you had, MMA fights?
That last one October was my second MMA fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and were they all with King of the Cage then?
Yes, both of them have been
Okay.
with King of the Cage, yeah.
So when did you think, okay, now it's time for me to fight? Was it you? Was your coach ask you?
My coach definitely decided it. I was trying to work towards it.
Oh, you were working towards it,
Yeah, I was
though.
trying to work towards it. I just didn't know when it would be. So I just did IBJJF World Championship, and I was going to take a little break. I had a vacation in July. And so I didn't even think I was going to be fighting or getting ready for a fight camp. And I went to my coach's RJ's house and we were training, and he was like, "Hey, did John talk to you about August?" And I was like, "What? Being in the back of the guys?" I was like, "I already told him I'd go." And he was like, "No, fighting." I was like, "What?" He's like, "You seem scared." I was like, "No, that means camp starts tomorrow. That's 8 weeks out."
Damn,
I
that's super
was
close.
not expecting that. And it was like, well, fuck, if you guys think I'm ready, then I'll do it. I'm a good soldier. You say jump,
you-
I ask how high.
Did you think you were ready?
I honestly, the way I looked at it was I'm not going to know if I'm ready unless
Until I
I just
have-
go do it.
yeah.
And that's the thing is I can prolong this as much as I want, but I'm not going to know if I'm ready till I just go fucking do it. And that was how I even did my first jiu-jitsu tournament. It was I'm just a white belt. I've only been doing this for 3 months.
Yeah.
Might as well just fucking go do it. It's the only way I'm going to find out if I'm doing good or if I'm learning the things if the things I'm learning are even working. So
how long you been training for?
I joined Sequence in at the end of 2020, September.
Okay.
I did Taekwondo when I was younger, but I was so young when I did that.
Finally, somebody does Taekwondo.
Yeah.
I was the only one in the world. Shit.
My
Yeah.
brother both did Taekwondo too, though.
He be talking shit to me like, "Oh, you do karate."
Oh no,
He's
trust me,
karate
everyone
boy.
gave me when I first showed Sequence. They're like, "Oh, the Taekwondo kid's here."
Yeah.
But I get it. I did when I was younger. I got my first degree black belt in it.
Okay,
I don't
cool.
always represent that just because I know I was younger, and I like how jiu-jitsu does the belt system. You have to be
Yeah.
18 to have a black belt. You have to be able to actually defend yourself against an adult. When I got my black belt, adult would easily beat my ass.
Yeah.
And I learned very quickly, even when I went to Sequence to my first sparring session, you need to know more than just a kicking art. I didn't have hands for shit.
Yeah, because they don't teach you hands on that. at
I
all.
mean, they teach you hands, but not from
No,
a traditional Muay Thai or boxing situation. Everyone kicks in Taekwondo,
But you
so you
got
don't have to worry
fancy ass
about
kicks.
it.
Do you ever do clown kicks on people? Like we're just clowning, like because you know a lot of those kicks don't really work that good in the fight. So you do it just to clown them. Like, yeah, I got you.
I'll do shit like occasionally at the gym. I'm hitting the bag, like I'll throw like a tornado kick or something. I'm like, oh man.
Did you see John Jones kick this past weekend?
No, oh yeah, that was nice. That shit broke ribs for sure.
That shit, he melted.
And not a lot of fighters do that too.
No,
it's just that it's like he's not human. That guy though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's done that before.
I know.
I've just noticed though with kicks like that, like, and that's the only advantage I think I had doing Taekwondo when I was younger is you learn that hip dexterity.
Yeah.
You can't. It's so much harder to learn when you're older because I've had people like, oh, how do you throw that spinning side kick? Like they're trying to do it. I'm like, I don't know really how. My body can move like that now. Like I can show you how. I can show you the steps I take, but like you have to get your body to be able to move like that to that point. Yeah. It makes it easier.
See, I did boxing, and then my brother was doing kung fu, right?
Oh shit!
So kung fu setsu, yeah. So I would always talk shit to him. He would talk shit to me, and then he kept saying, just come. So I went, and I started doing all the same kicks and all that stuff. And so I do see like how, because now when I joined the Shark Tank after that. Dude, it was like a whole. When I finally started getting good, I was able to do things that nobody else can do.
Exactly. Because
we call them like certain guys are just kind of MMA guys. When you do traditional martial arts and transfer, I think it's just better. To me, I think it's better.
You get that extra thing in your pocket.
Yeah.
You can pull it out when you need it.
Yes. Because a lot of MMA guys, if you're just doing like regular low kicks, high kicks, that's it, and you come at them with a spinning back kick or something, they're not ready for it because they don't train for that really.
If you watch like featherweight Conor McGregor, he does that. You can see that in the first Dustin Poirier fight. He comes up with a hook kick and a spinning wheel kick. It's like, well, hey, not a lot of people do that at the gym, let alone throw that in sparring just because the repercussions of throwing a heel kick at someone's head. Like, it's just like you don't really do that. So you open a fight that way, that person's going to be rattled. Exactly. Even if it doesn't land, they go, oh, shit, he can throw that?
Yeah. And then they kind of like get thrown off.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're fighting a guy that's never did traditional martial arts, you can throw him off when you know traditional style.
Oh, exactly.
You know?
Well, that's the whole thing with the side kick on the last fight.
Yeah.
Most people throw teeps and front kicks and push kicks. They do that. They're not used to the leg coming sideways. It's a different angle. It's a different everything. Plus, it's harder to see. It's harder to block.
And then if you're not that good at it, though, you can get bad.
Oh, yeah.
You know? That's a big difference. So I think that's cool, man. Do you try a lot of that in your fights? Or sometimes at all?
If the opportunity's there. Because I know like some of that shit can be kind of a little risky.
Yeah. And then if you get like hit, you're like, dude, I look dumb on that.
Exactly.
I know.
Exactly.
You got some more people? Go ahead.
Alicia.
Oh, what's up, Alicia?
One of a kind, fire emojis.
Appreciate that. Thank you, Alicia.
Victus BJJ.
Yeah, that's my boy. That's my boy Pondo's school. He's a black belt under sequence as well.
Okay.
Shout out to you, Pondo. Thank you, brother.
Barbarian.
Hey, my boy Jeremy.
What's up, Jeremy?
The Butcher front kick from hell.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Rack Taylor. When the Butcher steps into the cage, it's a slaughterhouse.
Damn straight. Damn straight.
Yeah, shout out to you guys, man. Thanks for coming in the chat.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you.
How did was your family at the fight or friends?
Yes. Yeah. This fight a lot more because the first fight was in Reno, so it was kind of hard to get people to drive 8 hours. But there was actually a really good amount of people at the last fight, which I was like super grateful for. All my family was there, coworkers, friends from high school. Like a lot of people pulled up, which it was honestly like people from out of the woodworks I hadn't even talked to in forever. All of a sudden were there and were seeing about it. So
how'd you handle the pressure as far as coming from them? Like and like you have to perform for them and your team.
I love it. I thrive in that. Like I know a few times I've done even like tournaments and stuff. People are like, "Oh, are you sure? Like you want everyone there?" Like, no, I like that added pressure because like I have to perform now. Like you guys came all the way out. Like I need to perform.
It's fuel for you.
Yeah, I need to get this result because now you're there. You have to see it. Like when we found out Rampage was going to be at the fights, a few of the guys were like, oh shit, like Rampage is going to be there? I was like, no, that's fucking awesome. Like, I was like, I'm right even more excited. Yeah, like hell yeah.
You had a lot of spirit. I remember watching you, and I remember seeing you around the cage afterwards and everything. You had a lot of spirit in it. It was kind of different to see you be excited. Like, instead of being nervous, like everybody's walking in there, either pissed or nervous, you just more look like, I'm ready.
Well,
I'm ready to go.
Exactly. I viewed it as like, I want to seize, like, this is my moment. I want to seize it. Like, I went into this, I was like, I'm not letting this motherfucker take this from me. I was like, this is I'm the hometown kid. He's coming from Henderson. Like, I want to make sure this is my town. This is my stadium. Like, in the back, I was like, we're setting the fucking tone. Like, I'm going out there. We're fucking setting the tone for all of us that we're fighting on that card.
So for the audience that don't really watch MMA or don't know about training and things like that, the background of it, can you tell them how important training is?
Oh, it's such
because we were just saying like you're more scared to go to training than to fight.
Oh yeah.
So how important is training to be before your fights?
Oh, it's probably the most important thing. If you don't fucking train, like it will greatly be seen in your performance. Like John puts out he put a big thing like this. He was like, you'll see a difference between an MMA fighter and a weekend MMA fighter quickly in a cage. You'll notice that very fast. And I mean, I make sure I work full time, but the way I view it is like if you want to do something, like you'll find the time to do it. Like I'm doing strength and conditioning at like 4 a.m. before work, and then doing all my combat stuff at night. The weekends spent training. Like even this last fight, like I was swimming 30 laps in a pool. Like,
that was the whole 8 weeks. You said you had 8 weeks to get ready.
For my first fight, it was 8. And then this was a quick turnaround. We had a week off just to rest from the first fight, and then basically hopped into like about a 6-week camp to get ready for the second one.
What do you love about this sport?
I like how real it is. It's a human thing. I feel like this world's filled with, a lot of bullshit, and it's easy to get caught up in that. And you can't play fight. You can't fake this.
I love that.
And it's a real natural human thing. Like you'll notice the difference between like women and men in some sports, but like you won't notice that in fighting. Like fighting's inherently a human thing, and I think it's inside all of us, whether or not it's in the cage, whether or not it's fighting for something else. Like it's in us. It's human nature to do this, and that's what I love about it, because it's the most realist thing you can feel. Like, and I don't go in there with the emotion of like anger or like it's just like that's why like when I walked out and I felt that pop, I was like, I'm soaking in this moment, like I'm living in this right now, like this is all that matters right now. You can't get that feeling anywhere else.
Did you grow up fighting, or did you fight a lot as a kid, or
no,
or any bullying, anything? It was just
I maybe had like a few like run-ins with maybe like twice, but like the closest I got was me and the kid grabbed each other. I socked him in the ribs, and then he pushed me, and then I left. And I was like a young kid at the time, and I didn't understand how to process the emotions and the types of shit was going on, the adrenaline. But like probably my first real fist fight was probably my debut in August.
Oh shit!
But
damn, that's wild. That's cool though. You know what I mean?
But like I viewed as a sport, like I don't think, like I know even Drew Dober's like that. He never got into fights, but like motherfucker's a killer in the UFC. Like I think you don't have to. Like I think some people, like when they see me, they've have this notion like, oh, are you probably have anger issues, or like did you fight a bunch as a kid? I'm like, no, like, I just genuinely like doing this. Something about it is just super fun.
It's just crazy as shit.
Yeah.
Do you think that everybody should know how to fight?
Oh yeah, I think it's an important skill. I mean, Miyamoto Musashi, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in war.
And that's real, because I feel like the society lately is trying to teach everybody
to be soft,
dude.
Oh yeah,
and
everybody wins and all this.
Yeah,
there's no
everybody
losers.
gets a trophy.
No, man, not everyone wins. Yeah, no. That's what makes winning feel so great.
That part.
Yeah, and you can't, like you said, you can't fake it.
No,
like somebody's getting laid out, somebody's getting tapped, something's going on,
and that comes with the sport. Like it is, like that's gonna be the results. But that's why the win and that high feels so great, is because that low can be that low.
Yeah.
And you can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
So did you ever think that you would be, like when you were younger, because you said you never fought, there was no anger issues, did you ever think that you would be a fighter today?
I mean,
when you're younger,
when I was doing Taekwondo, like the reason why I left the school was I just wanted to do, like, I was tired of the point sparring. I wanted to do something more like that was real fighting, because I wanted to actually like become better at the martial arts. And I went to King's MMA for a little bit, but I was younger at the time. To be honest, I didn't think the coaching was that great. I felt like I was like some young middle schooler getting thrown into the mats with grown-ass men and just getting my ass kicked and then receiving no direction.
Yeah.
So I was just like, it kind of like killed like the want to continue doing that.
Yeah,
so, you
took a
go
break.
to high school, you start hanging out with friends, you don't really think about that. And then COVID happens, and talking to my family friend Sean McDunn, and all of a sudden he's like, hey, you got to check out Sequence, because I was looking to try to get back in shape and do martial arts again. And rest is fucking history. It reminded me, it was like something was missing in my life up until like I stopped doing martial arts, and then all of a sudden I got reintroduced, and I was like, oh, this is what I've been fucking missing.
And it's very important to really check out the school and make sure the school because I mean, those schools that when they're not teaching you anything, it's like, what's the point?
You're taking your money at that point.
Exactly. That's I mean, there's schools that you pay for the belt. Yeah. Not all white belts, not all blue belts, purple belts, brown belts, black belts are created equally. That's
you got to earn that shit.
Yeah.
Big time, dude. There's no way people should just get belts because it's belt day.
Yeah.
Exactly. And let's see who. I mean, it's like you like the schools when you have no idea you're about to get that belt. I think that's the cool thing,
And that's why I like Sequence puts an emphasis on, because at the end of the day, it's like, oh, you're only a blue belt. It's like, well, hold on. Like, if I'm a blue belt for say 10 years. I know my jiu-jitsu is probably going to be better than maybe a purple belt that's only been doing jiu-jitsu for 4 years.
Yeah.
So really, in reality, the belts don't really matter that much. Obviously, it's nice. You want to strive and get that, but at the end of the day, you want to just improve your craft.
It's the work you put in.
Exactly.
Well, I don't want to mention names, but there's a guy that we had on here, and he was telling me that the school he goes to, the school he goes to, there's a guy that he trains with. He's been there 3 years. He's still a white belt.
Yeah.
And he's all mad. He said, "Listen, if I don't get my blue belt on this next bout, and they give their belts out, then I'm leaving." And he's like, "Okay." I mean, but he goes, "I'm not giving it to him."
Yeah.
He goes, basically he doesn't know, he's not ready.
Exactly.
How am I going to have a white belt getting beat or a blue belt getting beat by white belts? I can't do that.
Oh no, that it makes your school look bad.
Yes,
first off, because it's like, well, wait. Your students are a direct reflection of who you are, so you need to represent yourself, whether or not you win, lose. Like, you need to make sure you represent your school. Like, you're representing that professor, that instructor.
If he's just not ready, he's just not ready.
Exactly.
It's just.
And you should feel that way too, because why would you want to go up to be a higher belt, and now you're fighting people who are more experienced, and they can get your ass kicked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I watch that happen at tournaments all the time. I was a white belt for 2 years, and I did well at tournaments, and I was still a white belt for 2 years. I never once was like, oh man, where the fuck's my blue belt? But I would go to tournaments and be like, man, I rolled with that guy last tournament. He has a blue belt, and he's at this tournament, and then I watch him get smoked. Oh, okay. I'm not upset about not having my blue belt because I watched what happened.
Yeah, I think if you go to a good school, you just gotta just eat it, dude.
Exactly.
Wait till that your coach tells you you're ready, and if not, if you really are concerned, I think you should just be like, "Hey,
I'm not ready.
What do I need to do to get my blue belt?" Like,
communicate.
Let me know what, because I know that he says that he doesn't even know all the moves, and I keep telling him he doesn't know all the moves. So why don't you try to keep learning those moves?
And that's an important thing too. It's like, there's guys that will get there's older, you see older people in jiu-jitsu all the time. They're probably not going to be smoking some young athlete that's in their 20s, their purple belt. Yeah, that old person may have a black belt, but I think the important thing is too, if you're in the art long enough and you earn a black belt, you should at least know the moves so you can teach it.
Yes.
People are going to look to a black belt for knowledge and experience, and I think there's more than just winning competitions and being able to kick someone's ass. You have to understand what you're doing. That's just as important. So if you don't understand basics, you have no reason to be getting a blue belt, because the next thing you get your purple belt, then you get your brown, then you get your black, and that instructor sees you have a black belt and you can't teach a simple elbow sweep, then it's like, well, fuck, dude, you're really not a black belt.
Yeah, exactly.
For the people who don't know, for on belt day, for even jiu-jitsu or karate or taekwondo, I know taekwondo and karate belt day is different. We broke boards when we were younger. If you didn't break it, you're not
exactly. You didn't pass the
passing.
test.
You know what I mean? And then we still had to go through certain moves and sequences. You know
forms.
What I mean? So how does it go for jiu-jitsu and karate, if you want to let people know how it goes for belt day?
Jiu-jitsu is kind of similar. You do a test. You have to show that you know a certain amount of moves in each position. You have to show you have an understanding of okay, how many moves can you do from guard or your half guard, escapes, submissions. You have to be able to show that you know at least how to demonstrate it. You're not going live, but you at least understand the dynamics of the move. And then I like what John does. We do this thing called round robins. So basically, each belt, the round robin gets longer, and essentially you're just having to survive for 15, 25, 35 minutes at a time. And you're just getting fresh guys just sick on you the whole time. You can get tapped, you just can't quit. That's the only way you can earn your belt. You pass the test, but then you still have to go through the round robin. And I think that's an important thing, is you don't quit. That's the whole thing about this. He doesn't want someone to quit and get a belt. You got to earn it every bit, because people can learn moves, but do you have the ability to push through this? Because at the end of the day, it's still a martial art. It's still fighting.
Yeah, I think the way your school does it is great, man.
Oh yeah,
because that's how the school I was going to. I never went to a really crappy school though. I did cross training and all that, but I never went to one. But I heard about a lot of them.
Yep.
And I was just like, man, that's weird how they do things. I would have never, because people are like, oh, I was at this school, that's why I'm here now. And I'm like, I've never. I lucked out finding that school, not knowing that there's all these crappy MMA schools.
And that's the thing too, is I think it's the luck of the draw. If you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
And so you can end up at a school like that. I'm lucky enough to where I had a great Taekwondo school. I mean, they trained us hard. Like, I remember they used to smack us with wooden sticks on the
I
legs
used
and
to
the
hate that
splits.
shit.
Like, and I know a lot of Taekwondo schools are
You were
very
like, damn.
Yeah, they're very washed down. So when people think, "Oh, you did Taekwondo," I bet you're like, "No, man." It was,
he walked around
it was
with
a
that
crazy
bamboo
dude
stick,
from
yeah.
Alabama. He ran that shit like we were in a military base. Like we had a belts tied a perfect way. You said, "Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am." Like it was ran like you were in military.
Yeah.
They treated it as such. They didn't care how old you were. They didn't care what you were. They were like, you were doing this the correct way.
So that's cool. So you did go to a good Taekwondo school then.
Which is why when
Yeah.
I went to Sequence, even after watching one class and I signed up for a 3-day trial after the first day. I was like, how much?
I'm
for a month?
in.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'll sign a year. Let's go. Like you
that's
could
dope.
tell right off the bat, like, oh, this is a legit school. Like you're here to actually learn and get good at this.
Yeah.
You sound pretty passionate about it. Like, do you see yourself making it a career, or what do you want to do with it?
I'm taking it step by step. To be honest, I work full time. I know going pro, it's a whole nother level when it comes to MMA. I definitely want to fight for the belt. I want to get to that step, and I'm taking it just fight by fight kind of thing. I think at the end of the day, I just want to improve and get better as a martial artist, and that's what I wanted to do the MMA fighting for. Was like I want to actually test myself and like, do I actually know what I'm doing with all this training I'm doing? Is it actually like, can I actually show that it's worth it? Because
Yeah.
like I take a lot of time, I sacrifice a lot of time, I miss family things, friend things, to go train to make sure I'm on point so I can do this. So I think that's the biggest thing for me is I just do it because I truly love it, whether or not I go pro or not. Like that's not the concern for me.
See, and that's so cool. Like my brother was like he was all into. I want to fight. I want to be
Yeah.
a fighter. Me, I was just training because I loved it.
Exactly.
I loved going in there. I loved just putting it on. You know what I mean? And then after I just go to work and live my life. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
And I think, to be honest, that's the best way to do it because it's a fucking hard sport.
Yeah.
Like I love it, but like there's fucking days you're like, fuck, man.
Well, if you think about it
I'm
like
beat
this,
up. I'm tired. I want to just take but you can't. You have to keep pushing. And if you love it, it's a lot easier to push through.
Have you had that frustrating moment? Like, were you like, fuck, you just laid there on the mat, or just?
Oh
like,
yeah,
you know what? I'm
there's
done
been
with this
many
shit.
days I've driven home from the gym with no music on in my car. But I mean, that's part of it because if you keep going after that, you know, like, all right, well, if I went through that shitty day, like, I know I can keep pushing through more.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. What I always tell people, because I think it's funny, a lot of people will like join MMA or an MMA gym and be like, yeah, I want to be a UFC fighter and da da
Yeah.
da. But you know how many kids like play basketball and football?
They don't make it.
You know what I'm saying? Like what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like you have to put like people are playing basketball and football before they wanted to make a career. They were playing since they were little or something. You know,
Exactly.
like you have to be doing this a long time, even if it was traditional boxing, like all these different things. Before you go into that, it's just like I'm gonna be an MMA fighter in 3 years. Like that's like saying I'm gonna be an NBA player in 3 years. It's not the same.
It's not.
You can see the
No, it's
difference
not.
what's taught and who has like that natural talent, or you know what I mean, or
And
athletes.
There's always that there. I mean, there's like John Jones is a perfect example.
athlete.
When, I mean, Alexander Gustafsson on that first fight, I mean, he really took it to him. It was ultra competitive, and then he found out, oh, I didn't really train that hard for this fight. It was
You
like,
can tell on his weight, on his size.
fuck.
He wasn't. He was kind of chubby still. He was
You're
chubby
like-
this last fight.
Gustafsson like took it to him on that fight, and you're like, wait, John didn't even really train that hard for this. Fuck.
Yeah,
He's a different person.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
different, man. Like he's like an anomaly or something. Like,
Exactly.
something's
I mean,
different
you're gonna
about it.
find that in like every sport. I mean, but I think at the end of the day, is like you still have to put in the work,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you'll notice that like when that shit will only get you so far with certain people.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very rare that you get a John Jones where it's just like
Yeah.
on top of like that natural ability and natural talent plus the hard work. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard to catch, and there's some guys that can
That's
make it
blown
pretty
up.
far.
I know the hatch blown up. Why don't you read
Oh,
some of the
shit.
chat?
Where did I leave off at? Okay, it says Ashley Seville's.
Oh yeah.
Every fight's a feast. Jake the Butcher.
Thank you, Ashley.
Oh, I like that. Every fight's a feast.
Fuck
That's a
yeah.
good one. Yeah, it's good on the shirt.
Hey, we hungry?
Yeah, that needs to be a shirt, man.
Fuck yeah.
Ryan Papp.
Oh, that's my brother. That's my brother.
Oh, shit.
Shout out Ryan. Thank you for watching, bro.
The
Miss
butcher.
you.
The butcher knows how to put on a show. That front kick though.
Thank you.
Okay, we got Raiden, our past guest. He's a power
shit.
slap guy.
Oh,
They were talking
shit.
about-
Yeah.
Yeah, he's saying a lot of stuff. Go ahead.
So Raiden, he said, let's go, keep working, brother, and
Thank you,
things
sir.
will fall in place. Trust your heart and help more than just yourself. You'll be amazed. Your life can change overnight.
I love that. Thank you,
Yeah.
Raiden. Appreciate that.
And he said, I got the black belt in slapping. Laugh out
Hell
loud.
And he keeps going. Go
I
ahead.
work two jobs. You're doing the right. You're doing the right thing. Let's go.
Fuck yeah.
How does he balance work, fighting, people being happy and stuff, and kids.
Okay, so let's before we go to the next chat.
balance all
so
that.
how do you balance that?
I mean, it's tough.
Do you have kids or anything?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm single. I live at my
For the
parents'
ladies.
house. Yeah, thank you. single red middle.
And he can protect you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. When you say they ask you if your boyfriend can fight, I mean, you don't have to lie.
These hands work.
So how do you balance that? How do you balance work? How do you balance family, training, all that?
I'm definitely blessed. I do live with my parents still. The rule is at my house, it was either, you're going to college or you're working full time. Like, you don't get to just work part time and stay at the house for free. But I mean, I get to stay at home, which really helps. I help out definitely with them. I'm super grateful and blessed for my parents. I wouldn't be able. This wouldn't be possible without them. My mom's a real rock for me. So I really appreciate them. That does help with the balance, but a lot of it is just, to be honest, I mean, it's a nonstop grind. But I function better on that. Like, I really run on like probably 4 to 6 hours of sleep. I can't sleep in even if I try, but I've always been a person that's go. I'm always I always push my pace really. I'm always redlining my engines, and I'm just kind of conditioned for that now. And I like being active. I like doing everything I can possibly. So I would definitely say my balance probably isn't as good, but I'm just used to redlining myself a lot.
Are you spiritual?
I would say yes and no. Like, I kind of don't really think about it too often. I'm more just
what
about
grounds
living
you?
life. Probably just honestly training, because like training keeps me on the right track. Like, you can't go fuck around and go train. Like, you have to eat right. You can't be out getting fucked up. Like, you have to be on your shit in order to train. Like, you can do all those things, but those training sessions are going to suffer. It's going to catch up. You're going to feel like crap. You're not going to want to go train because you feel like shit, and you know what's going to happen if you train like shit. You're going to get your ass kicked. So to me, that keeps me really grounded. But honestly, just wanting to just have the best for me and get the most out of this one chance I get at life, that's what kind of keeps me grounded. Is like, that's why I even bought, where is it? Well, I bought this train. It's Memento Mori. It's Remember You Must Die, and that's like to live every day to the fullest. So that's why I may not have the best balance, but I'm just trying to live my life to the max. Like, I'll sleep when I'm dead kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But I know I got to work on that. I know sleep's important with recovery, but that's honestly kind of how I balance it. I just keep pushing. But that's just because I love to keep pushing.
That's a lot of very successful people in life. They don't sleep a lot. I have to get 8 hours, man. Yeah. I have to. I'm already feel like I'm working my ass off. But there's a lot of very successful people that do 4 to 6 hours of sleep. Yeah. It's crazy.
I mean, it's not even on off days. Like, when I try to sleep in, I can't. I wish I could. My brain just does not. It does not go to sleep. It keeps going.
Yeah, damn, man. We got a couple more. He's still going. Why don't you let's see what, because he had some good questions. I think these two.
That's two. Yeah. Just from Raiden again. You gotta do this your whole life, and every day opportunity comes. If you never miss a day, you won't miss your opportunity.
Damn straight.
That's a good one. I was living in my car when opportunity came, and connections is everything. Mm-hmm. Good luck. I'm a shout. I'm gonna shoot you a follow. Shout out House Over Baz. See you when I get my next fight.
Officially.
Thanks, Ray, for coming in, man. Yeah.
Best of luck to you in the next one, man.
I love this. I feel like we're building a network.
Yeah.
Like a whole network of people that come on, and it's because a lot of people that are trying to do things in life, they feel like they're doing it a lot of times alone.
It makes it hard when you feel that way.
And when you have a network, it's like How's Over Bass. You have a pack.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And people root for you. They grind. They'll support. And I think that a lot of people need that in life, man.
Well, yeah, community is super important. I think that's what even makes this easier is when you're at the gym, you're with your teammates. It's an individual sport, but then at the end of the day, it's a team. When you're cutting weight, there's tons of people around you helping you out. You're always surrounded by people, and I think that's what makes it easier. When you do shit like this on your own, it's almost damn near impossible.
Yeah.
You need the help, you need the network, you need the connections. I mean, that's usually how things go. That's how doors open.
Yeah, when I find out people are training kind of just in their backyard before these big fights with somebody, I'm like, dude, that is so dangerous.
I mean, I honestly give them props because I couldn't get myself to do that. If I didn't have the training that I had, I wouldn't want to put myself into that type of situation.
Yeah, you need that hardcore training. You need to find a good school. You need to train hard.
It makes a fucking difference.
Huge, man.
At Days In, say this is a great interview. What's your diet like during camp?
Okay, that's actually a really good question because I've actually tried a lot of different things. When I was first doing jiu-jitsu tournaments, I used to cut down to featherweight because I kind of floated in between the featherweight and lightweight weight classes. So I've tried everything from being vegan to using animal products. Honestly, I've tried a lot. My biggest thing is like you want to keep a clean diet. I watch all my macros and micros. Like I watch my sodium levels every day. I would say the biggest thing is like in order to keep it sustainable is like keeping things simple. So like I like cooking, so that does make it easier when it comes to like meal prep and everything. But I would say like on a daily basis, I keep it super simple. Chicken breast, 96% lean ground beef, 99% lean ground turkey, egg whites. Usually, actually, it's funny, like during fight camp when I'm doing the official weight cut, I'll actually switch to whole eggs just so I can get the extra fats because I'm cutting out a lot of other nutrients in order to make the weight at the end of the week. But a lot of it's just lean proteins. I know a lot of people like try doing the carnivore thing. Honestly, a well-balanced diet is the most important thing. Like you need carbs. Carbs are super essential for the sport we do.
Yeah.
But I would say the biggest thing is like the timing of your carbs. Like you don't want to be eating bowls of oatmeal and all these different types of carbs at night because you're going to go to sleep. You're not actually utilizing them. Whenever I have carbs, it's before training or in the day. And getting away from like the processed bullshit. You can't be eating processed carbs, which is why like the vegan thing for me was not sustainable in order to get lean. Like, yeah, I leaned out, but if you look at the ingredients, listen to some of that shit.
The Beyond Meat, a lot of people don't realize that it doesn't have the stuff in it for you to digest it, and it sticks to you.
It's fake bullshit.
Yeah.
Know what process is better? Just regular meat.
Right, exactly.
Like humans have been eating it for centuries. I think it'll be fine. But yeah, I usually keep it simple, and then veggies is broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, sweet potatoes, and carrots. Like anything I can roast and throw in the oven and walk away, so I can keep on doing other shit.
Yeah.
So I keep things simple, like the ground turkey, ground beef, quick and easy to cook. Chicken breasts, super simple. I can cook a few in the cast iron skillet. Got it on a timer. Roasting veggies. I keep everything simple that I can keep it going and it still tastes good. Like just using spices. I know a lot of people say like, "Oh, I don't know how to cook." I didn't know how to cook either. You just start doing it.
You got the Guy Fieri of MMA.
Flavor Town.
You sound like you're pretty disciplined in how you live your life. Man.
Yeah,
training and eating healthy. I mean, how is that? Is it tough for you, or is it just something like you just flow with?
Honestly, like because like I didn't live as disciplined with my diet until I started doing the sport, and now I feel the difference in my body. And then when I like go on a binge, like after a fight, like I feel the physical difference of like what my body feels like when I'm not following a diet and not eating right and doing the things I should be doing. And I think that's what makes it easier because like I know the difference and I know that's what I used to feel like all the time.
Yeah.
But I didn't know I felt like that because I was so conditioned to feeling that way. Now that I've moved away from it, I'm like, no, I don't want to go back to that because I don't like feeling like shit.
What did you fight at? Your last fight?
I fought at 145 in my last fight. Both fights have been at 145.
Would you, if your next fight asked you to go up or down, which one would you rather?
I would,
as far as weight class.
That's a tough question. I know some of those 55ers are pretty big boys. Yeah. I know if I went pro, my coaches have mentioned me doing 135. I could probably do it. I know I'm disciplined enough to get down to it. I've never gotten down to that weight to do that cut, so I don't know how it would feel. Yeah. Like what the the reward. Yeah, like how much would it actually negatively affect my performance compared to just staying at 145 or fighting up at 155? I know some of those guys at 155. Some of those guys cut big weight. I fought a 155er at one of the IKF like Muay Thai things, and I fought a 155er that does MMA. And that guy was a lot bigger than I was, and I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not fighting 155."
You said you did a 155 though kickboxing fight?
Yeah, it was cool. The IKF like Point Muay Thai. Yeah.
Okay, how was that?
It was good. It was wild because we fought in a Muay Thai gym in the middle of summer, and it was like 100 degrees in there.
Oh, damn.
And fighting in that kind of heat is a different story. And that ref like. They say it's point sparring, but that ref definitely wanted us to fucking brawl because, like, she was like, "Yeah, keep going." I was like,
"Was it kind of like it was just points? It wasn't like a smoker. It's like a underground type thing."
Honestly, it should have been a smoker. It wasn't a smoker, but like they have a point system. But based on how like they were letting us go, I was like, none of us were point sparring. We were trying to fucking hit each other hard. But you notice, like. The one ref I had, she lets people go. Mm-hmm. The other ref, one of our teammates fought, like, he was telling people to tone it down. So I think it kind of depends on the ref when it comes to those, but the ref I had was letting us go.
Damn, that's cool though, man. Yeah, it just seemed like those fights. I feel like you learn a lot from them.
You do. I think it's a good learning experience before like stepping in the cage, and I think that's the biggest thing is like the competition experience before stepping in the cage, and I think that benefited me a bunch because when I got to sequence, I've basically like within 3 months I already started doing tournaments, and I think that translated huge to like the MMA fights because it was just like, all right, like I'm used to this competition feeling, I'm used to the nerves, like. It didn't feel any different. It was just, I don't know what an MMA fight's going to feel like till I do it. And so after the debut, I was like, okay, now I know what it feels like, and I have all the competition experience. It's super easy to be calm and composed because I'm used to it. It's the familiarity with it.
What's your go-to, stand-up or ground?
Honestly, either or. Wherever I want to take the fight, which is what I was trying to do in that second fight. Like, I know I kind of heard some of the commentary, like, you guys weren't a fan of me taking him down the first round, but the way I was perceiving it, I really like to make a big point. Like, I'm going to read the shit out of your body language. I'm going to read what you're thinking. I did that in my first fight. I could tell by looking at his face, I was like, this motherfucker's just going to come sprinting at me. And I called it like that. He led with a Superman jab and just came charge at me, and I was like, we're going to the ground.
Boom.
And so
I wasn't commentating at that time.
Yeah,
so
but I heard on some of the fights, they were like, "Oh, I'm not sure if that was a good decision." He kind of had him hurt, but at the point in that fight, we kind of cleared and reset from the chaos, and he was like, "All right, let's go then. Come on then." And I could tell he was fucking pissed because I've just been teeing off on him for the first half of the fight, and I'm sure anyone in that situation was like, "No, fuck this. Like, I want to get some of mine." And immediately my thought was like, "All right, now we're gonna slow it down. I'm gonna take you down. I'm going to show that I'm going to dictate where this fight goes, and you're going to have to think about this. You're going to have to understand that, like, you're in the cage with me. I'm deciding where this goes.
I'm in charge.
I want to mentally break you. Like, we can be on the feet. You think we're on the feet now? Nope. Now we're going to be on the ground. And now I know no matter where you are at with me, it's not going to be comfortable.
So did your game plan actually go as planned?
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah. No, that was...
That's cool to say because a lot of people, their game plan doesn't go as planned.
No.
What about that head kick, man?
Man.
God, that was so bad, dude. I loved it so much.
It sounded like a baseball bat.
Dude.
I didn't realize how loud it sounded till one of the guys at the gym...
It looked good, man. Your whole form, everything was good.
We got a clip of it on King of the Cage?
Oh, you can look on his Instagram after.
Okay.
It's dope, dude. It's dope.
I didn't realize how loud that kick was till I saw one of the guys at the gym. He posted on his story, and he was far away from the cage, and it sounded the same from like my family that filmed it. It was right behind. I was like, that kid's got a hard fucking head. I hit him with everything in the kitchen sink. And I was like, I don't know why he won't go down. Because when that head kick landed and I stared at him, I was like, fuck, that's as flush as you get on a head kick. Yeah. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to have to keep pushing then. Fuck.
It was funny because he looks happy during his fights. Like when he was fighting, he looked happy. Like
those are the crazy ones. If you ever fight somebody and they're smiling at you while you cussing them out,
it's like you
shouldn't fight them more than likely. Like,
yeah, it's like he was playing basketball or something. Like, hey, what's up, man?
I honestly, that last fight, I felt really locked in. Like from the pop from the crowd alone, I was like, I'm not fucking losing this fight. I'm refusing to let that happen.
But did you still have the nerves? Because you didn't look like it.
No,
that's wild, dude.
And that's honestly what scared me in my first fight was I didn't think my adrenaline was going until I got punched from the Superman jab. I was sitting in the cage and I was like, okay, why don't I feel amped up? And I was like kind of freaking out. I was like, fuck, this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt so fucking bad. My adrenaline's not going. I'm not waking up.
I'm going to feel everything.
I'm going to feel everything. And then when I got hit with the jab, the Superman jab that he came out with, and I slipped the 2, I was like, oh, I didn't fucking hurt that bad. The 7-ounce gloves in the gym hurt more than that. I was like, oh, my adrenaline's going. Then I immediately was like, oh, we're fine. We're good. We're locked in. So when the second fight happened, I was like, I don't need to feel amped up. I'm locked in. We're ready to go. Just go do your job, do your thing.
Well, I feel like it's working for you. I wish that I could go in there and not feel that like right before because after the first punch, boom. But sometimes you're just like, ugh, like you get that pit. Like, like, oh, this one's gonna hurt.
I mean, there's definitely the nerves. Like I'm kind of like once I feel my legs feel like they're about to turn into jelly in the back, I go, okay. Like this is normal. Like don't panic. Like this is how you should feel. Like you're about to go get into a physical altercation. This is not something to be like your body should be like, oh, this is perfectly fine.
I think that's cool though, man, that you do it that way. I mean, it's not like you can help it, but at the same time, it's still cool. Like it's because now it's like you're having fun. Like you're going out there and playing a game.
You got to be loose. Got to be free. And I think honestly, one of the biggest things was she just joined the gym. Fernanda, she's a killer fighter, dude. She's amazing. She hits hard as shit. Sparring her is tough. She before this fight, she it was really important that she sent this message to all of us in the fighters, because during that camp, like, I was a little burnt out. I was grinding really hard, and I was just I needed something to give me that extra boost to finish camp strong. And she brought up, like, fighting is like, that's the most free thing you could do. And I think that was an important thing that reinstated in my brain, like, ignore the pressure, ignore all the bullshit. Like, you're here for you, regardless of the result, regardless of everything. Like, you're going to showcase your hard work. Like, go be free, go be you. And I think that was an important little grounding thing to remind myself of, just, like, how I am when I compete. I compete better when I can be calm and composed. Because at the end of the day, like, most good fighters you see, like, they're smart. They understand, like, they're able to see things. They're not fighting out of pure emotion. You have to be able to see what's happening. You have to be able to pick up on reads. Like, your brain has to be going in a way of, like, you're analyzing things, which you can't do when you're panicking or your adrenaline's out of control, because you won't be calm. You won't be able to figure out what's going on around you. You can't just black out. That's why everyone makes jokes about, like, oh, man, I just black out and see red. Fight. Like, that doesn't work in a fight.
Yeah, and if it does work, it works for so long. And after
it
a
doesn't
while,
work.
yeah.
It's probably because you're fighting someone else that's also blacking out.
Yes, or they can't fight good or something. But like it only works for so long. Like, eventually you're gonna get yours, and then all of a sudden, man, I can't black out anymore. I gotta start fighting smart.
Exactly.
You can't black out, dude. Especially when you're fighting against really good guys. You're training hardcore with them. There's no way you can just black out and be like, yeah, you're gonna get knocked out, dude.
Exactly.
And you don't want to really get knocked out, because the whole thing is, once you kind of start getting knocked out, you're kind of prone to it.
Oh yeah.
So you want to try, like, just to be smart fighters.
Yeah. You only got so many shots on the chin that you can take. Everyone has that. You know, some people have more numbers than others, but eventually it catches up.
Yeah, I've seen a guy get knocked out. He'd never been knocked out, and all of a sudden, like, he starts just getting knocked out a lot.
Chuck Liddell.
And he was like, dang. Yeah, here's another one, too. But I've seen at the gym, too. It's like, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Once that happens, it's kind of like they're prone. That's why
or they quit. Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't see myself. I mean, I'm not. You can't knock me out, and I'm stepping back in the ring again. Like, I don't know, but you have a passion for it, though.
Yeah,
so.
I think that's.
Cause I'm going to the car and getting them.
He gonna cry at the car. He gonna cry at the car.
He said, "You're gonna have me come back and do what?
Right? And knock my glasses
off. Did you just see what just happened?
The fuck
that.
Get back in, Rico. Go.
The hell, no.
He's off. No. He runs back in the car.
Like, you can go step in that cage. I'm not getting knocked the fuck out
for free.
Yeah, fuck that.
But yeah, no, you had some love though.
Yeah, you got a couple more
too. You people, thank you.
Was it Wilbert of Velasco?
Oh yeah, he goes to the gym. Thank you, Wilbert. What's up?
Beast with the arm emoji.
Thank you, sir.
Eric Vala. I don't know.
Yeah, Pondo. Yeah, he's the one that Victus BJ.
Let's F and go.
What's up, Primo?
And then Wilbert again. It says Butcher, one of the best training partners. This guy will make you work.
Thank you, sir. You're one of great training partners.
That's good too. When you can, you know what I mean. When you can push other people, it's not just yourself. Like that's how you. That's what a leader is. You know what I mean.
I try to lead. If people consider me, I just try to lead by example. I'm not gonna.
You don't know you're doing it sometimes.
I wouldn't expect anyone to do something that I wouldn't do.
Right. That's dope.
I think that's an important thing. You can be a leader without having to be a leader. Just lead by example.
So if you're in fighting, what would you be doing? You think?
That's a tough question, man. That's actually a really tough question.
Because you're like completely like consumed by it, huh?
Yeah, because honestly, like when I joined, it literally felt like it was like, oh, this is like something that's been missing in my life, and I didn't understand that it was missing. Like you start looking to other things, like trying to find something I'm passionate about, or what am I good at, or like what am I supposed to fill my time with besides like work and just regular bullshit. And I remember the literal instance. I was like, I'm signing the fuck up to Sequence. I was rolling with, he's now a purple belt, Joshua Shoot. I'm laughing. I don't even know if he remembers this. It was like my trial day, and I was in the gi class in like gym shorts. I didn't even own a gi. And we got into this scramble. I have no idea what I'm doing. I did zero grappling. Didn't wrestle in high school. Didn't do any of that shit. We get into this scramble, and he fucking donkey kicks me with both legs to my chest, like clear the space so he can regain control. And the feeling I got, I was like, oh, I missed this. I was like, I'm going to fucking do this. This is the hole that I've been trying to fill in my life, and this is what I was missing.
I know what he's thinking. He's like, this fool's crazy. That's what
happened.
It was just that feeling of like, oh shit, let's fucking go. This is fucking fun.
I know. I love that too, because when I was training at the Shark Tank, and we like took time off because I was just being a fool drinking and stuff. And then I go back, and then I'm like, okay, I'm back. And then you get hit. You're like, oh, damn.
Like, oh, shit, okay.
There it is. Like, let's go now. You know what I mean?
Those are always the most fun sessions, is like, it's always that good reminder if like you've ever come back from injury and then like that first sparring day.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, you almost don't even care about getting here. Like, I'm just here to fucking scrap.
Or when you train and you're training all the time and, you're like, the smell of the gloves smell like, you're like, ugh. Yeah. But then when you go back, it's been a long time, you're like, oh, man, I missed this.
It reminds you.
It's like the best, almost the best smell. It's hard to explain that, but
exactly.
It is. Sweat and gloves, I don't know why.
Something about I mean, the leather in my Cleto Reyes goes, I'm like, something about
you're like,
it feels right.
It's like you feel home.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's wild.
They need help. Anybody out there that's on my side? I mean, I like to fight, but it ends quick. We're not doing all that rolling around. One punch. You know what I mean?
So you're not gonna make me sweat. You're not gonna make me run after.
If I gotta hit my inhaler, I'm going to the car.
I ain't trying to do nothing to make you train like that.
He needs assistance to breathe, guys.
Right. You know what I mean? I'm smacking you first. Asking questions later, even if it was an accident, my bad.
You're like, you need to step back in there. Like, I need my inhaler. What are you talking about?
Got too close. I only got 2 pumps.
Got 2 pumps. My inhaler's running out. We gotta stop this session.
Make this quick.
So we are running out of time. So I do want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Take away. I mean, because now I feel like because you're consumed by fighting, right? But I want to say, take all that away, right? Like, let's say you couldn't fight anymore, like something happened or whatever, right? God forbid, right?
No, yeah.
But who are you? Who are you deep inside?
Honestly, just a person that just wants to live and get the most out of this life. I mean, I love doing anything that I find enjoyable. Like, I love snowboarding, cooking, golfing, fighting, freaking...
Smoking.
Oh yeah. I enjoy the cannabis. I enjoy the cannabis a little bit. Shout
He has the glove.
I am who I am.
Right. He will beat you up high.
I am authentic as possibly can be.
And he'll do it the best he can.
Right. Gotta stay away from him.
Yeah, I honestly just want to get the most out of this life that I've been given. Each day's a gift, so I gotta just take advantage of every hour. That would say that's the biggest thing for me.
There is one more question I want to ask before we go, though. So, because a lot of times growing up, and I'm sure you get this, right?
Yeah.
When you're training and fighting, you go to a family party, you got black guys, all this stuff. All your friends are like, dude, why would you pay to go get beat up? I want someone to answer that question besides me. So what do you tell these people when they go, dude, why would you pay and to go get beat up and love it so much? Like, what would you do that for?
I don't know, man. Just inside, it's fucking fun. It's fun to get in a good scrap.
I think so too. I mean, there's so much more than just getting hit, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you train and all this.
I think it's the feeling you get. Like, it's that feeling of like, oh shit. Like, there's consequences to these actions. It's the same reason why, like, you see Travis Pastrana jumping out of airplanes without a parachute and a Red Bull. Like, it's that it's almost an addicting feeling of like doing something with dangerous repercussions and that adrenaline feeling. It's an addictive thing. And I think, like, even BJ Penn, he said, he's like, I don't love jiu-jitsu. He's like, I'm obsessed with jiu-jitsu. Like, he's like, I'm addicted to it. And I think that's the feeling that people get once they start doing it. And it's just that you feel so good when you do it. Like, road rage don't exist for me anymore. My hardest part of the day is done. It's at the gym. I don't need to deal with no bullshit. Like, the hardest part of my day is done. Everything else is easy after that.
It does humble you to a different level, too.
Exactly.
You don't even have to fight.
Exactly.
Like, okay, you're tough, dude. Like, just please go so I don't have to knock you out.
Well, I mean, that's what I always say about people. They're like, if they want to go get into a fight, it's like, hey, man, you don't want to fight the guy that's saying, hey, I don't want to fight you. Yeah. There's probably a reason why he's saying
or
that.
Smiling or just losing.
Yeah, if he's not panicking and he's saying it, like, he doesn't seem scared and he's like, I don't want to fight you. Like, dude, there's probably a fucking reason, because most people that fight go, this shit sucks when you get hit. And I don't want to get hit, and I know you don't want to get hit. I understand the repercussions for this shit.
Right.
Yeah, man. But I appreciate you coming on.
Hey, man, thank you guys. Appreciate
Sorry about being late, my bad.
Oh, no worries, Rico, man.
No,
it's all good.
It's bad. I'm just joking.
I didn't give you shit. It's cool, man. Traffic's a bitch out here in Cali.
Hey, you should have seen what we did, though. We put the camera on there. I go, how's over bass? I'm Jacob Casas. I go, wait a minute, what? It was the camera on the chair, dude. It was hilarious.
Is it cool if I do a quick shout out real quick?
Yeah, do a shout out, man.
Shout out Sequence MMA. Shout out to all my teammates. Thank you guys. All my friends and family that hopped on the stream and asked me questions. Thank you, Rayan. Also, shout out Mary Alice. They're one of my biggest sponsors. They are super supportive. #1 dispensary in California, nominated at Kushstock. They won that award, so they're #1 Cali dispensary. So if you need to go pick up, that's the spot to be. ETC Sushi and Thai Food Bites, Quiet Monk CBD, Anarcho Barbaco. But yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys having me. Thank you everyone that supports me. I'll be fighting soon.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for coming on, man. Our slogan is "Shed the Sheep."
Let's go.
So on 3, just say "Shed the Sheep."
got it.
1, 2, 3.
Shed the sheep.
How's over Baz? I'm Jacob Casas.
I'm Rico Savage.
Jake the Butcher Toburen.
And we are out.
Peace.
Y'all.